The chairman of the Socialist Party's parliamentary group declared that the government agencies have a well-coordinated plan to fight crime collaboratively with law enforcement agencies. The Democratic Party has filed a request to the prosecution asking for the verification of an MP from each of the PJIU and the Socialist Party. The report by the Coalition of Domestic Observers highlights that the election process of June 25 was characterised by a spirit of political conflict. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 4th of October 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. A regional conference organised by Interpol is being held in Tirana for 3 days. The conference aims at increasing collaboration between police and the private sectors engaged in the fight against human trafficking. The parties decided the establishment of a regional working group, and the State Police Director Haki Chako highlighted the police commitment in the fight against crime in alliance with partner countries. Irregular immigration and human trafficking are two phenomena that have been long in focus of state police. We must prevent such dangerous phenomenon, combating via legal means against those involved with these criminal activities, declared the State Police Director. The representatives from 9 countries all agreed with the expression that criminal gangs do not recognise nationality, and they decided to set up joint working groups. Participating in the training are members of the regional network called ISON against human trafficking from Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Germany and Croatia. The training aims to familiarise participants with new methods of investigation, which envisages the involvement of private companies that have data on suspected persons implicated in illegal activities. The training will be followed by 3 days of practical exercises using simulated investigations, focusing on collaboration with private companies and the use of Interpol databases for solving the case. The chairman of the Socialist Party's parliamentary group, Balla, today reacted to the statements made by the US Ambassador Donald Lu in regards to our country. Ambassador Lu recently declared that 4 major crime clans are present in Albania, made up of 20 different families. Mr. Balla said that the government has prepared a well-coordinated plan against the phenomenon and that there will be concrete results in the fight against crime. I do not want to speak before the law enforcement authorities speak, but I want to say very clearly that our government has a well-coordinated plan, which has been prepared in collaboration with all law enforcement agencies. We will also have the Assembly's support to hit organised crime in any such case where we need it. Every concern will be addressed, not only the Ambassador's concerns, but also the concern of every citizen in order to strengthen the laws in Albania. The police will hit crime seriously in the next few days, declared Mr. Balla. The chairman of the Socialist Party's parliamentary group also commented on the request of the Democratic Party filed today at the prosecutor's office for the verification of 2 specific MPs. Mr. Balla pointed out that the law is clear for everyone and that the institutions must do their job. Regarding the electoral reform, Balla said that the majority is willing to create the conditions in order for it to be realised with full consensus. Although negotiations continue, the chairman of the Socialist Party's parliamentary group expressed opinions against establishing a commission with a large number of members, as is expected to be requested by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has requested verification of the decriminalisation forms of 2 specific MPs. The MP Atif Rakipi from the Party for Justice, Integrity and Unity, and the Socialist Party's MP Jetan Jetani. According to a request sent to the prosecution, the Democratic Party claims that both MPs have criminal records. The Democratic Party says that there is informal data that suggests the MPs have criminal records in Italy and that they cannot be members of Parliament under these conditions. We request a complete verification of the data the MPs have filed via the decriminalisation form. Our request is being made as your institution has not asked for a complete verification of data, reads the request. The Party for Justice, Integrity and Unity reacted to this request, saying that MP Atif Rakipi has been verified by the respective institutions for decriminalisation and has also been officially verified by Interpol. The PJIU adds that the prosecution has no data implicating the MP. The Party for Justice, Integrity and Unity called on the Democratic Party chairman not to transfer the DP's internal problems onto others and to stop with this propaganda. Meanwhile, the Socialist MP Jetani has responded to the claims by the Democratic Party by saying that, in fact, he has never been to Italy. The meeting also aims to increase cooperation and exchange of information among members of the ISON network. The Albanian prosecution is verifying the MP of the Party for Justice, Integrity and Unity, Atif Rakipi, as requested by the Democratic Party. Following the filing of the request by the Democratic Party, Prime Minister Edi Rama called the Prosecutor General for a meeting regarding the decriminalisation process. Discussions over the request filed by the Democratic Party regarding a deep verification of the MP, Atif Rakipi, based on the decriminalisation law was the focus of the meeting, reads an announcement from the prosecution to the media. The announcement further reads that the prosecution has already started a deep verification of MP Rakipi several months ago and that the investigation is ongoing. Currently, the Special Sector for Decriminalisation in the Prosecutor General's office is still waiting for a response from foreign authorities, to whom the prosecution has asked for further information. During the meeting, the Prosecutor General assured the Prime Minister that the prosecution will conduct deep investigations for all cases for which there will be a request. Also, the Chief Prosecutor added that the prosecution will also investigate on its own accord. The Prosecutor General emphasised that the prosecution continues its collaboration with other authorities in charge of verifying the members of Parliament as per the decriminalisation law. In particular, the Central Election Commission is the institution that conducts preliminary investigations of all those elected into local and state government. Some Democratic Party MPs recently publicised their platform for the recovery of the Democratic Party. Having signed off on the plan, the former General Secretary for the Democratic Party, Ridvan Bode, shared his opinion for the recovery that should start by overturning the decision made on July 22. This was the date when Lulzim Basha was re-elected as the chairman of the Democratic Party, beating out Edward Selami to take on his second mandate as party leader. The platform, which has been signed by Democratic Party members against Lulzim Basha, is expected to be officially submitted to the Democratic Party. The basis of the platform is the holding of new elections for the role of DP chairman as, according to them, a fair vote will serve to strengthen and unify the Democratic Party. The aim of this movement is not just to find general consensus among us. There is a wider purpose to unite the Democratic Party through a process of deep analysis. This should not be a dictatorial process, but a fair one, as the Democrats think it should be. All the leading bodies will be re-established through this analysis, declared Bode, adding that the election result of July 22 should be annulled. Mr. Bode considers the re-election of the Democratic Party chairman to be a non-negotiable condition for the recovery of the party. I think that this process will be in the DP chairman's interest as well, in order for him to gain some credibility, which he lost in the July 22 elections because of the farce, added Mr. Bode. In case the platform for the recovery of the party is not accepted by the DP chairman, the members of the movement will head to the members to ask for free and fair elections within the Democratic Party. The Coalition of Domestic Observers today released their report on the findings of the June 25 election process. A representative of the CDO, Gerta Mehta, said that the political conflict led to uncertainty among voters until the agreement reached by Prime Minister Edi Rama and leader of the opposition, Lulzim Basha, on May 18. Levels of conflict in leadership and politics were evident after constitutional changes were agreed upon in July 2016 and until the political agreement was reached in May 2017. This conveyed a climate of insecurity among the citizens regarding institutional performance and also violated public order. The early election campaign undermined all the legal arrangements that ensure the smooth running of media coverage of the financial activity of the parties and of public administration, she said. According to Mehta, the replacement of the Central Election Commission chairman resulted in the violation of several standards. Meanwhile, another representative of the CDO said that the June 25th elections highlighted that Albania is still transitioning into democracy. The June 25 electoral process once again pioneered the characteristics of a democracy that is still in transition, with fundamental legislative challenges and a closed political class ruling the political leadership. The lack of public discussion on political offerings, the fierce opposition of political leaders, the lack of transparency for the financial activities of the parties, and the detection of dubious cases of vote buying proved a lack of institutional capacity, declared the CDO representative. According to the final report by the coalition, the election day was generally calm, but there were some problems related to family voting and photography of votes cast. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.